So let's take some time and talk about City Hall, which actually begins as Town Hall. And then when you upgrade it, it becomes City Hall. I wanted to just kind of go through the different modules because when you have a City Hall, you upgrade it with a variety of modules. There are a total of six modules, as well as the helicopter landing pad. And I just wanted to just kind of go through my thoughts, some strategies if you're not sure how to approach the city hall and what order in which to place the different modules. The first thing, and possibly the most important thing to keep in mind, when you place a module for the city hall, that module, the effect of it is not just for that city, it's for the region. So, for example, once you place a Department of Finance, you do not need to do another Department of Finance in that particular region. For that reason, then it's a good idea to spread out your city halls throughout different cities. And the big reason for that is the number of people that you have, the population in order to unlock the modules. It can become a bit of an issue if you're trying to do that in one city. When it comes to the modules, and this particular city is a wonderful example of it. There are some modules that I find are more critical in the early game than others. But let's just go through the modules, and then I want to take some time talking about how I place them and why. You have the Department of Education. The Department of Education allows you to unlock the high school and the university. Department of Finance gives you greater access and control of the tax rate in your city. Department of Safety unlocks large hospital, large fire station, and the larger police precinct. Department of Tourism. Now you get access to landmarks, larger parks, professional sports stadiums. Department of Transportation unlocks the passenger train station, the bus terminal, the municipal airport, the ferry dock. Department of Utilities gives you access to the water pumping station, sewage treatment plant, and the recycling center. And then, of course, you've got the Simcopter one, which is really more of an optional. If you really want to place that, that's perfectly fine. Think about it this way: what things are really critical for your city? And in my opinion, the most critical thing is you really want to extend out that functionality of your basic services. So in this city and in almost all of my cities, the first thing that I work on is the Department of Utilities. The reason why I do a Department of Utilities is what's going to happen is at some point your sewage outflow pipe is going to just not be adequate enough to sustain the city, and you're going to keep placing sewage outflow pipes, which is going to cost you money, it's going to cause pollution, and you're just going to frustrate yourself because it just becomes problematic. Once you have this module placed down, now you will no longer be using sewage outflow pipes. You can now switch over to a sewage treatment plant, which is just going to make life a lot easier for you. So it is going to be rare when I am doing a city, it is going to be rare that I am not putting down a Department of Utilities first. Another important add on is the Department of Finance. The Department of Finance, especially as your city is growing, allows you greater control of your taxes. When you first start playing the game, you will see only taxes available as a coverall for everyone. Once you place the Department of Finance, then you can place taxes for low wealth, medium wealth, high wealth for your residents, for your commercial, and for your industrial. For this city, because of the size of the population, as you see, I only have two modules. These two add-ons, Department of Utilities and the Department of Finance, I consider your best early game modules. Now keep in mind, you may be trying to accomplish other things, but whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, more than likely, you're going to want to make sure you've got good infrastructure in your city. And that good infrastructure comes with the Department of Utilities as well as the Department of Finance. So in our first city, we took care of the Department of Utilities, which for me is critical and the most important addition to City Hall. In the first city, we also took care of Department of Finance. In this city, I have three add-ons, and those three add-ons, Department of Tourism, Department of Transportation, and the Department of Safety. So let's go through these. Department of Safety. It gives you that access to the large fire station, the large police precinct, and the large hospital. Something that's important to keep in mind is before you get to the level of needing that, remember, those things cost money, more money than the standard. So the standard fire station, $400 an hour. The large fire station, 1,700. Same with the hospital, same with the police station. For that reason, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know the importance of education. And with education, I do the community college, and the community college does not require the Department of Education like the university does. If my citizens are well educated, then you may not need a Department of Safety early in the game. I go ahead and unlock it because it may be something that I need, especially if I'm getting into cities of tomorrow and drones. And I need drones, and then if I'm using drones, then of course I need the larger fire department, the larger police, and the larger hospital. If you're not getting into that, if you've got a community college and your citizens are educated, which means they're not starting as many fires, they're not getting as sick, and they're not committing as many crimes, you can see how the Department of Safety is one of those modules you can hold off on for a while. Department of Transportation is an important module in that it allows you to unlock the regional bus terminal. You do not need a module to unlock the shuttle bus, to have the shuttle bus depot. But the shuttle bus depot only provides transportation to the citizens within that city. You're going to want to offer transportation in between cities, and you're going to want to, at some point, bring people into your city from a tourism standpoint. Department of Tourism is not just about unlocking theme parks, but it is also about unlocking large parks. So at some point, you're going to have the need of your larger parks to provide to your citizens. I am especially a fan of the soccer field and the baseball field, and you're going to need the Department of Tourism to unlock that. So that is another module that you can think about after the Department of Transportation. So this would be module number 4 if we're going in order. Department of Safety would be number 5. So once again, number 1, utilities. Number 2, finance. Number 3, transportation. Number 4, tourism. Number 5, safety, depending upon what it is you're trying to accomplish. What you're trying to accomplish may require a slightly different order. And surprisingly, my last module is the Department of Education. The Department of Education, I place it when I am in need of a university. Department of Education unlocks high schools and universities. Very important. A community college takes care of all education needs. The game does not divide students up into the different classes. If a student needs to go to school, they will happily go to the community college. Now, of course, you have to unlock a community college. So the process of unlocking it is a grade school. You need enough grade schools in order to get 800 students attending school. Once they are, you're unlocking the community college. And what I do is I tear down my grade schools because of their cost. Once I unlock a community college, and then it's unlocked for the remainder of the cities in my region, you will notice that in all of my cities, what I'm focusing on is a community college. Covers all the ages, it's relatively inexpensive, and once again, that large benefit that I get to my residents. But if I need to research a great work, if I need to do other research, then of course the time comes to place down a Department of Education. But that is the only purpose for the Department of Education because I rarely, if ever, even place a high school. I go from grade school directly to community college. So those are your modules when it comes to City Hall and how I place them. So once again, for the most part, Department of Utilities, then I do Department of Finance, Department of Transportation, Department of Tourism, Department of Safety, and then the Department of Education. But depending upon what it is you're trying to accomplish, you may need to go in a slightly different direction. But really, if you start out with utilities and finance, I cannot think of a scenario in which I would not be using those two first. I can think of situations and scenarios in which I would use something different depending upon what I want to do afterwards. But that's just a little bit of information on the City Hall. I hope it helps. Keep in mind, once you have placed a module at a City Hall in a city, that benefit is now going to all of the cities. So I've got 3 cities with City Halls. I've maxed out the modules, and this is a 16 city region, and none of the other cities have or need a city hall. So, just a little bit of information. I hope this helps. Please have fun, enjoy the game, and we will see you next time.